The Disappearing Camper. In the late 1990s, a group of friends decided to go camping in a remote forest. They set up their campsite near a beautiful clearing and spent the day hiking and exploring. As night fell, they gathered around the campfire and began telling spooky stories. Suddenly, they heard a rustling in the bushes nearby. One of the campers, a guy named Mark, grabbed a flashlight and went to investigate. He walked into the darkness, the beam of his flashlight piercing through the trees. The others waited anxiously, but Mark never returned. After hours of searching, they contacted the authorities. Days turned into weeks, and Mark was never found. The friends were left with the chilling thought that something had taken him in the woods that night. To this day, no one knows what happened to Mark. The Haunted Campsite. A family of 4 decided to go camping in a national park known for its natural beauty. They set up their campsite near a picturesque lake and spent the first few days enjoying the serene surroundings. However, strange things started happening on the 3rd night. The family reported hearing whispering voices outside their tents, even though they were miles away from the nearest campsite. They also noticed their belongings being moved around, as if someone had been rummaging through their stuff. Late one night, they woke up to find their campsite covered in a thick, eerie fog. Terrified, the family decided to pack up and leave the next morning. As they were leaving, they saw an old, abandoned cabin nearby that they hadn't noticed before. When they asked a park ranger about it, he told them that the cabin had been empty for years and was rumored to be haunted by the ghost of a hermit who had died there. The mysterious footprints. In the early 2000s, a solo camper embarked on a wilderness adventure in a remote area of a national forest. He hiked deep into the woods and set up his campsite near a crystal-clear stream. On the 2nd night, he was woken up by a strange noise outside his tent. When he unzipped the tent and looked out, he saw a set of large, barefoot footprints leading away from his campsite. The footprints were fresh, and they seemed to appear out of nowhere. The camper felt a wave of unease, but decided to follow the footprints out of curiosity. He followed the footprints for miles deeper into the forest. Eventually, the footprints abruptly ended in the middle of a clearing. There was no sign of anyone around, and the camper began to feel a sense of dread. He quickly turned and retraced his steps back to his campsite. The next morning, he packed up his gear and left the area as quickly as he could. He never found an explanation for the mysterious footprints and couldn't shake the feeling that he had been watched by something unknown during his time in the woods. Remember, these stories are meant for entertainment and might not be entirely accurate. Always prioritize safety and follow proper camping guidelines when venturing into the wilderness.